Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Moms Making Money Show. I'm super excited today. I have my friend Alysha, it's Klees, right?
Yes.
All right. I just always want to make sure. I have Alysha Klees here, and she's going to speak to all of us, especially all of us who stay at home, who work at home, and our normal wardrobe is, well, basically what I'm wearing, capri yoga pants and a tank top. So if that sounds like you, you're definitely going to want to stay tuned in the entire episode. If you're catching this on the podcast later, I will put a link in so you can check out the video because we're going to share a couple of things. She is a style expert, to cut to the chase. And so she helps people like me who have no style. Like, I don't accessorize. I have like the worst sense of like jewelry or what goes with what. Like, I'm wearing zero jewelry right now, but typically when I do wear jewelry, it's just like one pair of diamond earrings and then like a wedding ring. And that's it. Maybe like a Pandora bracelet here and there. And then you look over here and she looks absolutely stunning, so well put together. And and so she's going to speak to all of you women out there who are like me and who just need a little bit of help. I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to her. As you're speaking, I'm going to share this video into a couple places, and we'll get started. So tell us a little bit about yourself and what made you decide to get into business.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having me on here, Amie. I'm really excited for this, and it's pretty unique for me. I've done Facebook Live before, but I've never done like a great interview like this, and I'm really excited that my first opportunity is with you.
Yay, I'm so excited for you, and I'm so excited for me.
That's awesome. Yeah, so I started this job with Premier Designs is the company that I'm with. It's the vehicle to me being able to serve women in all different capacities, but more or less to give them an advantage over their anxiety. That's why I started this business. In the spring of 2008, I suffered from an anxiety attack that medically discharged me after 3 years in Army ROTC at Purdue University. So my plans to become an active duty commissioned officer in the Army completely disappeared with the little white pills that I so desperately needed to get my head above water. Almost literally, I wanted to drown. I was left feeling defeated, worthless, and a failure. And shortly after all of that, I moved home and I was invited to this event. And by the end of the night, I was on the edge of my seat. Like, I could not believe the power of accessories. I had always admired stylish women, but never imagined that I could look like they did. I loved earrings, still do, but necklaces I always thought were so overwhelming. I'm, fairly petite, so I thought, it's probably too much. But I saw it on other women and I thought, oh my gosh, that looks so cute. So, I just never knew that a necklace could do so much for your look. And I didn't realize how easy it was either. So when I came across this, I wasn't looking for a job. I wasn't looking for my next career. I really just was trying to figure out what I was going to do next in my life, because that 4-year degree and the pursuit of a military career was completely gone. I'm like, what am I going to do now? So when I came across this company, their values, their objective, their purpose, their philosophy, all of that, all the values that they still to this day, 32 years later, almost 33 years later, still resonates deeply with me and what I always hope to find for my own purpose. So it was cool because I came across it. This woman that did the event, I didn't know at the time that it was really that important. And I didn't know that it was her first one that she ever did. Like, that's how awesome and how easy style is that you don't have to know everything. You don't have to know all the fashion trends. So that's kind of the backstory But then it took me 2 years before I actually made the investment to start in this business. And I started at the time 2 years later because I was newly married. I'd only been in my husband's hometown for about 6 months. And I did not know anybody. I knew my in-laws. And my brother-in-law was still in high school. My sister-in-law was in middle school. So, or maybe she was just in high school. But anyway, they were younger than us. My husband didn't have friends outside of work, and I am his best friend to this day. So how do I make friends? How do you adult when you don't have kids? And I thought, well, you know what? There are two things that people, men and women both, will safely compliment you on. And that's babies and jewelry. And so I thought, well, I'm not having babies anytime soon, so maybe I'll try this jewelry thing after all. And I had my own reservations about it, but I knew that this was the company that I wanted to be with. So 8.5 years later, I'm still doing it.
Okay, so I self-admittedly am a non-accessory kind of gal. And I wanted to invite anybody who's popping on, feel free to say hi, tell us where you're viewing from, or if you're catching us later on the replay, go ahead and type in replay. I got so excited about what we were going to talk about today that I forgot to tell you guys that. So when you let's go back a little bit, if you don't mind, to like the anxiety thing. What from your anxiety, like, specifically led you into like the jewelry thing? Was it kind of like a confidence thing? Was it kind of like, I just need a pick me up? Because I suffer from anxiety too. Like, I've had anxiety all week. And actually, like the last couple of weeks, I don't even know what's going on. Maybe it's the moon. I don't know.
Yeah, it's got to be August.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to personally to like correlate, like, is it, I know, like, for me, like, if I like get up, and even though I don't wear a ton of makeup, like, I just, I use Bare Minerals. So it's like, looks like it's even barely there. But even if I just put a little bit of, powder and lip gloss and some mascara on, then I just feel even like a little bit better. Yeah. And I know that some people are going to say that's catty. Some people are going to say that's stupid. But like, I don't know. I feel like I can show up in a little bit different, a little bit more confident way than if I just rolled out of bed. You know what I mean? So is it kind of like that? Holly says hi from Chicago.
Hey, Holly. So yeah, I struggle with that too. Like, when I was trying to figure out like why I really do this, do I really believe that jewelry has an advantage over my anxiety? Like, really? But over the last 4 years, I have a 4.5-year-old and I have a 1-year-old. And if I did not have the resources that were given to me from this company, and the leadership and the mentorship that I've gotten through this company and the leaders in this company, I probably would have had a mental breakdown, another anxiety attack after having my daughter. All I ever wanted to be was a stay-at-home mom. And I told my husband that when we were starting to get serious, when we were dating, I said, when we start having kids, I'm not working, right? Like, I'm staying home. I'm not going to be a working mom. I can't handle all that. Thank God for mothers that can. Like, kudos to you, because I am not that kind of mama. So I struggled with a few different things as far as like, how do I balance kids and running my own business? And I had this idea of being a stay-at-home mom, and now I'm like having a babysitter for like 3 or 4 hours a week, and now a little bit more than that, just so I can get my work done. But what happened was, both of these kids, around 6 months, I go, oh, now I'm starting to feel a little bit more normal. Like I probably should start to get my stuff together here. Like maybe I should shower more than every 2 or 3 days. So
all the moms out there watching, myself included, can relate. I swear you're in like total zombie mode at least until 6 months, and you can't remember anything.
Nothing. Gone. Nothing. So I found that by pulling myself together, like I did a blog for another boss mom, and basically it's like this hot mess express, right? Everything else might be chaos. We were just talking before we went live about how my dog rolled in poop and you had puke all over your floor. That's how it goes. Hot mess morning. I mean, I don't know what's going on, but we have all of this stuff going out of control. We're running everywhere. We wear so many different hats. We're a wife. We're a mother. We're a chauffeur. We're a cook. We're a house cleaner. We're a
booger wiper.
We're a tissue.
Yes, for our dogs and our kids.
Yes. So we wear all these different hats. And I mean, like I said, working mothers too, that, work 40 hours a week, or the work at home moms that are trying to balance, their own growing business and their own growing children. There's so many things that we're trying to do, that trying to be creative with our own outfits is the last thing we're thinking about. I mean, self-care. What is self-care? Many of us go, self-care? I don't know. I took a shower today. Like, for myself. So when it comes to pulling together a look, for me, it was like, I had to start with taking a shower every day before noon. Now, most time I take my shower at night, and I just get ready and freshen up in the morning, and it takes me a lot less time. And then I feel more prepared, more confident about who I am. And if somebody goes, hey, do you want to meet us at Chick-fil-A for a play date this afternoon? I can go, oh yeah, I showered. I'm good. Okay. I got my earrings on. I look like I at least have part of me covered. I'm not, a complete mess. I have part of me straightened out. I know who I am. I know what I'm meant for, even though everything else around me goes crazy.
I recently read a book, and by reading, I mean I listened to it on Audible. What was the book? Hang on. I'm going to tell you. And there's a reason for this, I swear. I have a lot of books in my Audible library.
I love books too.
It was a great book. Get Over Your Damn Self by Romy Neustadt. And she wrote a book. She was a top person for Rodan and Fields. And she kind of talked about some of the different things. But one thing, and I don't know, this just made me think of it. One thing that she mentioned is when you go to the grocery store, or when you're out in the world, or when you're showing up on camera, just to be freshened up a little bit, be a little bit put together. And at first I was like, well, what's the point? The whole idea is to stay at home and work in your yoga pants. Well, there's plenty of time for that. Like you can get up, put your hair in a ponytail, and really just crush some stuff. Yes. And, she said the reason for that, though, is if you show up every single day and people only ever see you looking like an absolute wreck, that's not the picture of, I'll have what she's having that you want to paint necessarily. Most people don't want to, when you see somebody and you're like, damn, that girl is a wreck. Every time I see her, like she's stressed out. She looks like hell. I think that she might've had barf on her shirt, like all that kind of stuff. If you have a new baby, you kind of expect that. But like her whole point was when you're painting this image of having, success or a lifestyle that you want other people to emulate, or you want other people to, have that I'll have what she's having thought process, you have to at least, look like you give a shit type of thing. And I feel like when you put on jewelry, that's like the icing on the cake as far as, on the positive side, like, oh, not only am I like wearing some makeup today and I brush my hair and I don't smell like barf, but I'm wearing a necklace. So it's like, yeah, I can rock the entire world today.
Yeah.
And people pick up on that vibe, right? And then they're like, oh, look at her. She's like this successful work at home mom. She's crushing it. She looks fabulous. Like it just gives off a whole different presentation, a whole different energy. You have a different energy. Well, at least that's how I show up. If I can fit into my jeans and I'm wearing like a really rocking pair of heels, or my thing is shoes, not necklaces, shoes. So I'm trying to integrate the two together here. Like if I'm just feeling like done up and, you just kind of carry yourself differently. I listened to another podcast. Oh, Valerie says, hi. And Jenny says, jewelry is makeup for your clothes. Yeah, it really is. And here I am with no protection for my clothes, no sunscreen, no makeup, no nothing. I listened to another interview. Actually, it was on the Rachel Hollis show. Yeah. And she actually interviewed Lindsay Matway from Beachbody. And Lindsay had a really great point that she says, even though you can't see me right now, I'm wearing heels. And I was thinking to myself, well, that's strange. Like, yeah, we can't see you. We don't know. Why would you say that? But she said it just lifts her up. It makes her feel a little bit more, confident, a little bit more like, unstoppable. Like she could take on the world and conquer anything just by, she said she'd gotten ready for the day and whatever. But just by putting on that pair of, heels, it just kind of lifted her up a little bit and lifted up her spirits. And I thought that was such a good idea, even though I'm sitting here in my bare feet. But I'm like, that's such a good idea.
Me too. I have my jewelry on, but I don't have my shoes on.
I had muck boots on 30 minutes ago feeding critters. So, but no, it totally makes sense. And then I know what you said about when you wanting to be a stay-at-home mom and all that kind of stuff. And it's so funny because I've been the working mom where I worked all day and I was gone out of the house from, 7 a.m. till 3, 4, 5 o'clock, sometimes 6 o'clock at night. And that gives you such mom guilt. But then on the other hand, so it's a really hard balance. So you have the mom guilt. People, have the things that they say about, somebody else is raising your kids, blah, 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 whatever. I have a very, very curt opinion about mom shaming, and it's not very nice. So we'll skip that part. Because I can't stand mom shaming. But then when you do so then I did decide, okay, I'm going to stay home. I'm going to, and I took all of the first year off, even though I was doing some other things. I still own another business. So I still had to work. Right. But now that my business is growing, it is crazy. Like you get that anxiety, you start to feel overwhelmed, and then that mom guilt comes back in because you're like, I have a babysitter here for 4 hours today, or I have a babysitter here for 10 hours this week. And, people have an opinion about that. And they're like, oh, she's a stay-at-home mom and she has a housekeeper. And I'm like, yep, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I run 2 businesses and I have a housekeeper and I pay for her myself. Right. So F off. That's, but for me, it's just kind of like, it is hard. It's hard on you emotionally. It's hard on a lot of different things to juggle that. So I really kind of wanted to highlight that you mentioned that because it is a real thing. It's not just if you sell jewelry. It's not just if you do this. And there's no just about it. It's like real life stuff. It is a ongoing juggle. I call it a juggle, not so much a struggle, but it's a juggle. It's hard and it gives you stress. It gives you anxiety and it gives you guilt. And then so people who are coming in from that outside place, shame on you for shaming us moms.
Right. Yeah. That's the earring you had talked about. The 2 things that I wanted to point out, like shoes. When she said, I'm wearing my heels, it makes me feel more confident. Well, for me, it's earrings. I cannot leave the house without a really great pair of earrings on. That's a pair of studs. But for the most part, I love big earrings. The more fun they are, rose gold's my favorite.
Me too, girl. Me too. Rose gold all the way.
I love those. I love a fun pair. I call them hoodie earrings because you can't really wear a necklace. And by the time you're wearing a hoodie, the long sleeves, you can't even really wear bracelets that well to be seen. So I go for a big pair of earrings like that. And the nice thing about a big pair of earrings, so a quarter size or bigger, it actually makes you look 10 pounds thinner. Yeah. So if you're on
Where have you
camera,
been my whole life?
we've been ordained for this time. So the quarter size or bigger will take 10 pounds off the appearance of your face. So if you're getting family photos done, if you're doing headshots, if you are going to be on camera, a really great way to draw the attention to your eyes and keep your face, at its normal, natural level, add a big pair of earrings. They can be hoops, they can be dangles. They could be.
So we can all just you with before shoot. You can hook us up, right?
Sure. Yeah, I love that. That is what I love doing. I have always loved. So I worked in retail before I joined Premier, and the one thing that I always was really good at was pulling outfits together for people. So that is something that I was fairly natural at doing for others. Was being able to go, okay, so you really like this black skirt, we're just pulling it from the hangers or whatever. And then I'll say, well, what are you buying this for? And they said, well, I'm going on a honeymoon, or I have an interview, or I just want some fun outfit, or I'm going to a concert. And I said, well, what kind of concert? Is it a country concert, rock concert? Like, what are you going to? And so I said, well, do you mind playing for a few minutes? Can I grab a couple tops that you could pair with this? And so then, I'd grab the tops, and then I'd say, oh, we have a really great necklace in the store here. And so I would just grab the necklace and then say, okay, here's your little outfit. Come out. Let's see what everybody thinks of it. And so most of the time people would do that, and they would typically buy, if not the whole outfit, part of it. And they would just feel so good coming out of there. I loved doing that for the customers that came in the store. And so when I learned that this 1, 2, 3 step process was a thing and it had a name to it, I thought, oh, this is even easier, because now all this stuff was for me. Like I didn't have to come up with it. It's all right here. Somebody else in our marketing did it. But your step one, you start with staples, then you add in the fashion, and then you complete the look with your accessories. And your accessories, obviously, I focus more on jewelry, but accessories are hats, scarves, bags, headbands, sunglasses, even fingernails can be.
I got fingernails.
There you go.
I got fingernails, and I wear sunglasses.
There you go. You've got 2 of them in, and then if you have your wedding band, you've got a ring there. So a minimum of 3 accessories creates that full together look. And so when going backwards in our conversation here, when I had my daughter and I was like trying to rebuild my business because we had moved at the same time my daughter was born. So like literally she was born in my aunt's town because we lived at her house. And then we moved into our house here like a month and a half later. So it was a very crazy transition for me. And I needed a way to meet women in the same season of life, somebody I could just have that confidant with and drink coffee with and just relate to, right? I was in a similar season as when I started this business. I was lonely. I was looking for some social interaction. And I, of course, was a little bit stressed out. I didn't want to go out. I didn't feel like, hey, Teresa, I didn't want to go out to a Bible study or to the mall or to the Chick-fil-A or to Kroger just looking like I literally hadn't showered in 2 days. So I thought, well, if I get ready before noon, then I have all afternoon to be able to do what I need to get done, because it takes 5 times as long when you have a child. So
maybe even longer than that.
and it's like, okay, so you've got, an hour and a half where I was taking time to get ready. And then once I learned those 3 steps, it took my time like from an hour and a half to like 45 minutes. That includes my shower.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I was able to just get up, get dressed, or, take my shower and go in my closet and pull this, and then put that on. And I felt like, well, even though I don't know exactly what I'm wearing, I know it all coordinates, and I got complimented. And ladies, I don't know about you, but when you get complimented on the way that you look and you're like, I didn't even try, you kind of go, oh, well, thanks.
Yeah, it's kind of a boost, especially when you're sitting at home cleaning up poop and barf and boogers all day. Like it's kind of like, oh, another like adult person like said something really nice to me. And even like just being online, like some people are so like, I posted this whole ranty thing yesterday because some people on the internet, they're just like keyboard warriors, they're like cyber bullies. And I don't know, it sometimes can just weigh on you a little bit. So when you get out in the real world and see that there are still like nice people out there, it's just such a breath of fresh air.
and I want to touch on that. So like when you look pulled together like this, so what I want women to do and to feel like is, I want their insides, their gifts, their talents, their strengths, their magic that they have on the inside to be shining on the outside, and to be able to give you a pulled together look, whether you are, like we talked about on your little style assessment here, whether you're an athleisure and you wear the comfortable yoga pants with the super cute like mesh on the side. I love those pants. I don't have any yet, but it's so cute. Or you wear the joggers with the Converse and a graphic tee. Throw a leather jacket on with that in the fall and put on, where would I have it? Put on like a choker, like our leather wrap bracelet.
Oh, yeah.
So it comes in, this is we call it black, but it's like a gray and then silver. And then you can add this choker with your leather jacket and your graphic tee, your joggers, and then you grab
so cute
earrings, small earrings like that.
Will those earrings make my face look skinny too? Because they're big as a quarter? Does it have to be big around as a quarter or just something like that?
Just about the size of a quarter. So yeah, these are our Durango earrings. So you just grab a small necklace, grab a dainty necklace. We have lots of different pieces, a pendant necklace. We've got, this is part of a bigger necklace. That's one of the things that Premier is known for, is their versatility. So you have just a small dainty necklace like this if you're wearing the athleisure, but then you also mentioned that you were looking to dress a little bit more business casual. So the rest of this necklace has like neutral colored beads in there, blush, brown, gray. So it's really neutral. And then you have this little druzy stone, and that part's stretchy. So you put all of this together, and then you have that business casual look. For those days, if you're just with the kiddos, you've got this stretchy necklace here that you can wear just a little simple piece.
Perfect.
So,
well, I'm actually going to be doing a speech for the nonprofit that I'm part of. And so for me, it's kind of like, well, honestly, I have no concept of jewelry accessorizing, like zero. So like, this was like perfect, actually. It was something I didn't even know I needed, even though I definitely now know I need it. So even like that, it's like, I'm speaking to a group of like safety people for construction workers is, kind of who I'll be talking to in a couple of weeks. But, I'm not going to show up there. I can't show up there in like yoga pants and a tank top. Like, I mean, I guess I could, and they'd probably just be like, whatever, weirdo. Like, but luckily a lot of them I actually know personally, so it works out okay. But, but even just showing up, in my foundation shirt with, I like the idea of like just a leather jacket, even though it'll probably be 10,000 degrees. So the leather jacket's out.
Yeah. Like a denim vest.
Yeah, I have one of those.
You grab like a vest, the sleeveless cardigans, the dusters that are sleeveless. That's a really easy way to layer with t-shirts and, real airy kimonos.
Okay.
Things really easy to add in that layer. You can also just, like you said, pick a great pair of shoes.
Yeah.
And some cute pants, instead of wearing the yoga pants, just put on some skinny jeans with a cute pair of wedges. And then you have your t-shirt. And then if you have a great pair of earrings, if your ears aren't pierced, then maybe you do like a fun arm party, casual arm party. Do that. And it just kind of takes your style up a level.
So I have to tell you, I've never heard the term arm party before in regards to bracelets. That's how out of this fashion jewelry accessory loop that I am.
Arm parties are the best parties.
So for those of you who are listening to this later on the podcast, come back and catch the video. I'll put the link in the comments for you guys so you guys can see what an arm party looks like too. It's awesome. So tell us, we know now we all know like that you do like jewelry, right? Is jewelry the only thing that you guys do, or do you guys offer other accessories?
So Premier Designs is a high fashion jewelry company.
Okay.
So the only extra thing that we have currently is a leather wallet for men. And it's a nice thin silhouette. It comes in its own little burlap bag, little drawstring bag. So it makes a great gift. So if you got that man that's kind of hard to buy for, or if he just really goes through wallets, that's a really great thing. Now, a lot of our jewelry, some of our necklaces, that same wrap bracelet that I showed you that can be worn as a choker can also be worn as a headband.
Oh.
So that's, to answer your question shortly, yes, it's just jewelry. But our jewelry is versatile enough that you can wear it on your head. We've had some people, in the past, we've had some brooches. I think we still have a brooch that you can use to like fasten your scarf with, or you can put it on like a blazer or your coat lapel. That's a fun way. Or you get two of them, stick them on your shoes.
I bet little girls love that. Oh, I bet. Well, awesome. A couple other things before I won't keep you too long. I'm going to post the pictures that she styled out for me in the comments here after we wrap up. But when you were first starting your business, I mean, aside from, having the anxiety and having that, kind of mom guilt, mom shaming stuff about now you're a work at home mom and you're not just a stay at home mom and all that garbage, right? Did you have any other obstacles that you feel like you had to overcome? Like, I know a lot of gals that come on the show, their families or friends or people that they know, they'll like tell them like, why don't you just get a real job? Or why don't you, there's all these like naysayers, right? Which really, that gets me going too. Or sometimes we just have self-doubt. Like, can I do this? Like maybe I shouldn't, or, the fear creeps in. What are people going to think? Like, did any of that come up for you?
Oh yeah, definitely. The biggest one for me is the imposter syndrome. You heard of that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I keep thinking I'm a fraud. I'm not really a stylist. Like, no, nobody's going to take me seriously. Everybody already knows all of this stuff. Like, I'm just going to be preaching to the choir here. And that's just not true. It's just not true. Everybody that I have done the style consult for is absolutely blown away. They get refreshed in their own closet without having to spend a bunch of money. And I have real solutions for people. So I have to continually tell myself that you're not a fraud. What you have to offer is valuable and it is beneficial. The other thing that I have to fight is comparing my job. You said, why don't you go get a real job? Well, it's not really, never really been told that. But when I look at, I have 3 siblings and they are all very successful in their own ways. And I don't think my parents mean to downplay me by upplaying them. I don't think that's it at all. But occasionally it's like, oh, look at my sister, look at my brother, look at my other brother. And it's like, well, where's Alysha? Like,
right.
What about the 15 calls and the, 25 thank you notes I wrote? What about the Facebook Live I just did? with the kids running around amok, just minutes before, what about me walking the stage for the accomplishments that I've done in this company? And I think that it's more or less because people just don't understand direct sales. That industry has such a rap that people just don't understand this day and age.
Well, and they think too, I feel like most people, whether, especially if they're like a generation before us, because they don't quite understand, like, how can you make money online? Like, that seems really strange, right? Especially like me, because I don't sell somebody, like, I don't have a tangible product that I can send you in the mail, right?
Right.
So a lot of people are like, even like, I know my mom asked my sister, what exactly does Amie do? I don't want to ask her, but what exactly is she doing? Like, and she's like, she's helping women start businesses. Like, what are you talking about? What is she doing? Like, and I feel like a lot of times people, they don't take online type of businesses or whatever. I feel like they don't take them seriously, if that's the right word. Like, they're like, oh, look at over here, what she's doing is so cute with her jewelry. Aw. You're like, what are you talking about? I just paid my car payment with this jewelry, or I paid my mortgage with this, or, like all these things. And I think a lot of people tend to downplay that because, yeah, you're right. They don't quite understand, but they don't take it seriously. Like they probably think that like you go to craft fairs and you do all these like, and maybe you do that stuff, but like that, they probably think that that's like the extent of it, that it's just a nice, fun hobby for you, and that it's not actually a business, and that you don't actually treat it like a business. Because that's the other thing too, is nobody sees that behind the scenes back office stuff that you're doing. Nobody sees all the hours that you're putting in, like prepared. Like I have this whole notebook, like full of stuff that I've written for my content. Like, and you probably have the same thing, full of planning out your events, planning out different things, planning out different incentives, like doing all this stuff that nobody ever sees. But, in a way, it's kind of like, would you walk into somebody's office and be like, I haven't seen you working in this office because I'm sitting at home. Maybe what you're doing isn't very like official, like, and maybe that does happen at offices sometimes, that people don't actually work, but it's just kind of like, hey, like, take us seriously. We're like putting our heart and soul into this. And, so I totally get that. I get that. And I hear that actually a lot, that people just don't understand. They think it's stupid. They think this, they think that. Oh, Jenny says, amen, sister. I feel like I have to sneeze. So if I sneeze on you guys, I'm sorry.
Really.
But okay. So, I was going to say something before I decided that I had to sneeze. But I do understand what you mean, like that you're kind of like, hey, I'm doing all the hard work over here too, even though I don't have to leave my house to do this hard work all the time. Take me seriously, because this is serious for you, right? This is your business. It's your livelihood.
Definitely. I love it. I mean, I really do love it. I could not have fallen into a career that would have been better for me. I mean, like I said, I was trying to go into the Army and be an officer and lead troops, but other things came up, and I have had so much leadership and personal development within this company, or because of this company, in this industry itself. And I have met the coolest people, you included, Amie, and not needing to leave the house makes this job harder. Yes, it really can. And because we don't have to get dressed every single day.
And you don't get a break.
No. It's like your work stares at you in the face all day. The dishes stare at you in the face all day. The kids stare at
pulling at your leg. Yep.
Yeah. So unless you have just really good discipline, and you can step into your office and not look at anything else around you and focus, and you can leave work at home, leave it in the office, right? But what I love about all of that, despite everything, is the flexibility. The flexibility of being able to work from home. I get to work when I feel like it, or I can push through the times that I don't really feel like it because I have such a bigger purpose in mind for what I am doing with this business because it's mine.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And it's a serious thing. It's a real business that gives you real money that you spend on real bills and real things. And so for all of you guys out there watching this or listening to this on the podcast who think that working at home is silly or not serious or a hobby, here's your lesson. It's serious. It's real.
It's fun, serious.
Yeah. And it's so different too, because like you said, like you get so much training, you do so much inner work, right? And some companies do, but not a lot of companies really focus on growing the people, right? Like they focus on growing your skills. Like, okay, you started at entry level and I'm going to teach you how to do accounts receivable. I'm going to teach you how to do accounts payable. I'm going to teach you how to do payroll. But they don't teach you to be a better person. They don't teach you how to grow yourself in that way. Like they give you those skills, yes, but the lessons that you learn, I don't know, and maybe it's a new trend and maybe they'll pick it up, the personal development stuff and all that. And really, like your upline and like my mentors, they don't just tell you to read it. They like try to teach you to implement these positive changes into your life. And then we pass that on, like you pass it on probably to your downline. I pass it on to my clients, and the different things that we, learn on our own, some of the things that we learn the hard way. We definitely share those lessons so that other people have an easier time and can, do it and implement it better. But hopefully the quote unquote real world and real jobs will start working on, that personal development aspect too someday.
Yes, I agree. Because I always call it my premier bubble. I love my premier bubble. It's such an uplifting and encouraging place. And it keeps me going on those days when I just feel like so overwhelmed. I'm going to cry at the drop of a hat, or I've yelled at my kids way too many times than I ever should have. And I can turn to somebody and say, help me.
Yes.
Help me through this moment. And I just pick the pieces up, shake it off, and do better. Try better. Start the next day over, fresh, good. A different necklace. Something along those lines to make this hot mess express feel a little bit more on track.
Yes, absolutely. Having somebody in your corner is huge. So whether it's your upline, a team member, a teammate, a biz bestie. I have a couple of those who I talk to every single day. I think I talk to them more than I talk to the mentor who I pay to help me out. But even with her, like if I'm having something going on, I can always reach out and she's like, whoa. And, kind of talks you off that ledge a little bit and gets you back to like, okay, everything's going to be okay. But having somebody in that corner is so different. And I think a lot of people miss that part of it because in the quote unquote real jobs, you don't really have that so much, right? You don't have people who are necessarily cheering for you to do better. And, like your boss always wants you to do better and wants you to, but they don't necessarily want you to outgrow your current position, right? Because maybe there's nowhere for you to grow to. And right. Then they worry that you'll quit or, whatever. So it's just different than, the real world, if you will.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Before we wrap up here, I don't want to keep you too long because I know you have your little ones there. Is there anything else that we should know about accessorizing? Anything else that we should know about contacting you? I know how to contact you, obviously, so that you can style us. I'm going to go back in and put the images in this feed here on Facebook so that everybody can see what she styled out for me. And it was like spot on perfect.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. As far as accessorizing goes, so I'll give you a couple practical tips. I gave you one about the earrings. The earrings, quarter size or bigger, especially if you're doing photos, anything on camera, add that pair of earrings just to minimize what the camera can put on. Then a long necklace. So when you are wearing a maxi dress or a tunic top, something with a lot of space between your neck and your hips, you can fill that space in with a long necklace, and it creates this V line of sight, kind of acts like a belt, and it draws in the appearance of your waist because there's a lot of fabric, right, between your hips or your neck and your knees. So wear a long necklace. And if you have that sentimental piece that you wear, maybe you have a little diamond, or you've got birthstones, or a mom necklace or a grandma necklace or something along those lines, frame it with a long necklace. And it's okay to mix your metals. So if your little dainty necklace is gold, it's okay to put a long silver necklace with it. You can tie that together with a cute little arm party using mixed metals. I've got different textures and different metals in this arm party, different pieces. You have gemstone. I have mixed metal bracelet that's already done for me. And then I added a different texture with that suede and crystals. So you can really mix your metals that way. If you want to draw attention up to your eyes, going with a colorful necklace is a really great way to draw attention up to your eyes. If you have green eye, I'm just using my color. If you have green eyes, maybe get a purple necklace because purple complements the green. If you want a really easy one and done necklace to walk out the door, you don't really have to think about anything, grab a fun statement necklace like our well spent necklace I have here on my mannequin. You don't have to think about it. You can just put it on with your solid top and your fashion piece, and the work is done for you. You look like $1,000. We're worth more than $1,000. $1 million. Look like $1 million. Yes, with that big statement piece. Or if you're just in a rush, having that long go-to necklace near your closet or near your clothes, take it, pop it on. It was done in less than a second. If you just have that one favorite go-to necklace that you can just put on a hanger, have it near your closet. When you get home, take it off, put it back on that hanger. So on those days that you're not able to be creative, you can just have that one and done piece.
I like this. I no longer have to diet because I can get big earrings and a long necklace, and my life is now complete.
There you go. You're perfect the way that you are. Now, I do still recommend exercising just for mental health and overall health. But yes, if you want a quick, instant fix, maybe the scale was not going in the direction you wanted it to, just add those little accessories. Who knew adding weight to your body would actually help you look like you lost weight?
Yeah, no, that's fabulous. I'm just getting into launching a branding course. So this is something that I should definitely be adding. Obviously I didn't know about it, but I'm so glad because now I can tell them to add this, a pair of quarter size earrings and a long necklace to their photo shoot checklist. So that way, when they're going to have their photo shoot, they have, that option and that knowledge of knowing a bigger earring is going to make your face look slimmer on camera.
Yes. Yeah. Isn't that fun? Yeah.
Yes,
I love this quote. I had always been trying to say, get dressed so that people know who you are and what you do, what's in your heart. Well, a really simple way to say it was from Toy Sweeney. She is an author, and I forgot the name of her book, but it's something along the lines of branding yourself, creating an image for yourself using your clothes and accessories. And she says, dress the way you want to be addressed. Whether you are a stay-at-home mom, a work-at-home mom, a hobbyist, a working mother, whatever, you are the CEO or the CSO, Chief Servant Officer of your household. Yeah. So whatever your household is to you, dress that way. You want people to feel welcome into your home. You want people to feel that vibrant energy that your family is just this biggest ball of fun. Then dress like a big ball of fun.
Yeah, no, that's so true. And I have a girlfriend, And she actually said, like, I just get up, a little bit early, and because she's always so put together, right? And I'm always like, she's so beautiful. She's so put together. And she's like, she goes, that's my kind of self-care. Like, I get up a little bit early before all the kids are awake, and I put on a face and I brush my hair, like I do my hair and I get ready. And she goes, it makes a huge difference in the way I conduct the rest of my day. And she's a business owner as well. And I'm like, gosh, I need to start doing that. I did it one day.
Yeah, that's a baby step. For me, like, I am not a morning person. So I'm sorry, I'm not getting up until my kid wakes me up. That's just the way I operate.
We're just now getting to where we can sort of sleep through the night with our 1-year-old. Well, he's 1.5, but he's never slept through the night. Like, I think one night we got 7 hours one night, and that was like 2 weeks ago. And I was like, yeah, I woke up at like 6 a.m. I felt like $1 million. Like, I just got 7 hours of uninterrupted sleep. So yeah. Hopefully that gets better, and maybe I'll start getting up a little earlier.
Yeah, but and if you don't, then you just make it easier for yourself. And we used to have our parents do this, or our parents used to tell us, get your clothes out for school. And what do? You lay them out the night before. So we get out of that habit as adults. It just takes a couple minutes before bedtime to go, you know what? I really want to wear that shirt. So you pull that one piece that you really love and what you're feeling, and then you build your outfit around that piece. And it makes it a lot easier if you have your closet organized with your staple pieces, your classic styles in neutral tones. And then you have your accent pieces, the trending colors, your favorite colors, prints, textures, those things. And then if you have your accessories readily available too. And then you just grab this piece, grab that piece, put it all on the hanger, and then just hang it up wherever you're getting dressed. If that's in your closet, I have a command hook on the outside of my closet because I got the sliding doors. So I put it right outside the closet in the middle on this wall, and I just put my clothes and my necklace for the next day right there. And
grab and go.
And you just get out of the shower, put that stuff on, and I didn't have to think about it. It was already done the night before. So
that's excellent.
Less hurry. That's, I think jewelry seems so frivolous to a lot of people. And they're like, I just can't justify it because I can't really wear it to work. And I get that. My mother-in-law worked thirds for a plastics factory. So she's not going to be wearing jewelry very often. She might wear it to a family reunion, to a wedding, to some special occasion that she's going to, high school reunion, something along those lines. And that's when she'll put on her jewelry. So I get it. Maybe you're sleeping, 8 hours during the day, and then you have like 4 hours before you go to work at midnight. Who cares what you're wearing, right?
Right.
But on those days that you don't have to do that, when you don't have to wear a uniform, you deserve to feel special and to bring out who that person is that's not just, working 9 to 5 or, 5 to 9, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And be all of who you are. You don't need a special occasion to get dressed up. You're going to Kroger. What a blessing that is, that you get to go grocery shopping and provide meals and food for your family. And you get to do that because you are the CSO.
Yeah, that's so true. And such a good way to look at it. I love that.
Yeah, so, just understanding your value in your accessories and being able to figure out what your style is. Every single woman has style. Nobody is excluded from that statement. What people confuse is fashion with style. Fashion changes, fashion fades, but style is eternal. And I wish I could remember who said that one. I just yesterday. But style is eternal. Everybody has a style. And it's just a matter of being confident in what that style is.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny because then putting on the necklace or putting on the shoes or whatever it is gives you that boost of confidence. But some of us aren't confident enough to put on the necklace or put on the shoes. So it's kind of like I don't know, it's kind of a funny little cycle.
It's like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Christy Wright, you probably know Christy Wright, Business Boutique. I
know her, yeah.
Yeah, she spoke at our national conference in July, and she said, fake it until you feel it. So if you're not confident enough to wear that necklace because you've never worn necklaces, then try it for a few days. Try it for a couple weeks. Get one necklace that you feel like, I really like this piece, but you've never really worn it. Try it for a few days. See how it feels. See what kind of compliments you get after you've worn it a few different times. And I bet that it's going to open up new doors for you as far as incorporating those types of things.
Yeah, that's so much great advice here, you guys. So much great advice today. So basically what I'm going to do is we're going to put Alysha's link in the comments here. So if you guys want to go check out her shop, you want to get into contact with her, then be sure to do so. She has so many good tips. I'll post the style board she put together for me because she was, like I said, spot on with so many things. And I'm really excited to start, stepping up my game a little bit in my style, especially since I show up here on camera with you guys once a week anyways. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Alysha. I'm so happy that you chose to come on the show today and you taught us all. So, well, at least you taught me a ton of stuff that I legitimately didn't know.
That's cool. Well, I really appreciate it. Like I said, I had a lot of fun with this. And if I can help other ladies figure out, like you said, their branding, their self-image, and help them brand who they are inside and help them showcase their strengths. That's what I really want to do. And the what I'm offering for a special for watching the podcast or listening to the podcast, watching this live video, is a complimentary style consult. Now, I will travel within 3 hours of Dayton, Ohio. So if you're in that radius, 3 hours of Dayton, Ohio, I will come to you. We can do it in person. We can meet in the middle if you'd rather, or I can do virtual as well. So you are all the way on the West Coast, and as readily as I wish I could be to fly out there, a virtual consult works just as well. We can do it through FaceTime. We could do it through Facebook audio or Facebook video, and I can help you through message also. So, I mean, it's pretty flexible. And I also have a $10 gift certificate that if anybody sees anything that they would like to add to their jewelry wardrobe, they can use that gift certificate as well. All they have to do is just message me. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook. I'm on Snapchat. I text. I email.
So you're readily available.
I'm pretty readily available. I love social media.
Well, perfect. You'll definitely be hearing from me because I have to get some of the stuff that you put on my style board. I have to get some bigger earrings, obviously. And I definitely encourage you guys to do the style consult. It was amazing. And yeah, definitely look up Alysha and her team. And even if you feel like this is something that you want to do or get into for a business, talk to her about that as well. Thank you guys all so much for tuning in today and for listening to the Moms Making Money show. Again, thank you so much, Alysha, for sharing so many amazing tips and words of wisdom with us.
Thank you, Amie. I appreciate you.
You're so welcome. Talk to you guys all soon.